Hi everyone, I'm Amber from Sweet Am's Cookies. In this tutorial, I'll show you how I made this cookie box with a surprise inside. I made this box for a graduation, but you can use any colors you like and use it for another occasion like a wedding or birthday or baby shower. So let me show you how I made this cookie box. The first thing you'll do is cut the box pieces from a chilled sheet of cookie dough. Then bake the cookie pieces at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes. A link to these templates is in the description. Once the cookies are completely cool, you can ice them. I'm icing these with golden yellow flood consistency royal icing and a decorating tip 3. You'll need to ice 5 cookies total, all 4 sides and the top piece of the lid. Now I'm using my Scribe tool to help shape and smooth the icing. You'll need to let the icing dry overnight before moving on to the next step. Once the icing is completely dry, you can assemble the cookie box. Use slightly thinned, stiff consistency icing to hold the pieces together. I'm just filling in the corners with some more icing, and then I'm using a brush to help smooth it out and get rid of any excess icing. You can set this aside for now and then move on to the next step. This is the stencil I used for the lettering on the cookie. The template is available as a download, so you can cut your own stencil. The link is in the description. I'm tracing the lettering with an edible ink marker. You could also spread icing over the stencil if you want to do it that way instead. And now I'll trace my graduation cap stencil. You can use any of the other shapes that I've provided in my shop to make this box for a different occasion like a wedding or a birthday or a baby shower. Now I'm filling in the cap and the lettering with dark blue royal icing with a decorating tip 1.5. The consistency of this icing is around 30 to 40 second count. Normally when I'm flooding a cookie I would use 15 to 20 second count, so this is a little bit thicker. Once the icing has had a few minutes to dry, you can pipe a tassel on the graduation cap. And because I couldn't help myself, I piped some filigree on the edges of the cookie. You can pipe any kind of decorations you want on this cookie. Make it as detailed or as simple as you like. I'm adding a bead border with that same icing and tip. Let this icing dry for about an hour. Now we can package the money to put inside the cookie. I'm using Cello bags that I bought on Amazon. I've put a link to these bags in the description. I wanted these bags to be a little bit smaller, so I sealed the edge with my heat sealer. If you don't have a heat sealer, you can just fold over the bag and then tape it along the back. But since mine is sealed, I just cut off the excess. And I saved this strip that I cut off for a tab at the end, which I'll show you in a minute. Once you have all your bills packaged, you can tape them together. And then tape that extra piece of plastic to the last bill. And then roll them up so that the tab is on the outside. And now we can assemble the lid. You'll slide that tab through the opening in the bottom part of the lid. Then place the smaller part of the lid over that tab and fold the tab over that piece. Then apply icing over the plastic. This is the same icing that we used to assemble the box. Then you can place the decorated part of the lid on top. Let the lid dry for about an hour before you put it on the box. When you're ready, put the money inside the box and put the lid on top. I added some bead borders on the corners using stiff consistency icing and a decorating tip 5. Once everything is decorated and assembled, you'll let that dry overnight. And here is the finished cookie box. Did you count how much money is in the box? Let me know in the comments. hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you make any of these designs, tag me on Instagram at SweetAmsCookies. I'd love to see what you make. Thanks for watching. Bye! Join us every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern to watch us decorate cookies live on YouTube and Facebook.